Hello and welcome to Coffee Chat with me, Jody Masiak. It is the end of May already. Can you believe it? Let's grab your coffee, your tea, and come chat with me today. Today, I'd like to help you get ready for summer vacation. You know, the kids are going to be out of school soon. Here we have a whole month. My daughter's not out of school till the end of June. But I know some schools get out a little sooner. So I wanted to get this out, and it kind of, like, for me, it gives me a whole month to kind of get things in place so I can have a successful summer. And I really want to help you have a fun, awesome, successful summer as well. So let's do this. I am going to keep this one short. I know through the month of May, I've had some long ones. Today, I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to give you 3 things to help you have a success. Oh my goodness, I can't even speak. Successful summer. So let's do this. And I'm just going to have my steps with me. Okay. So make a plan and plan to go with the flow. What do I mean by that? Have a plan in place. Like literally, kind of have an idea of what you're going to do throughout the week. I know for me, I don't like filling our weeks up either. But it's like, what do you want to kind of do in the morning? What do you want to do in the afternoon? And have like a rough layout. And for me, it was also planning in summer camp. Just so my daughter can be out with friends and really connect with her age group again and get out in nature like all week long. So we've set out a couple, and then that way too, I have some work weeks as well. So it's just planning. Do you need some support in there? Do you want to have grandparents, or do you need to hire a babysitter every so often to fill in the gaps so you can have some time? Or maybe you do work all summer long and you need that daycare, like the support. I know around here we actually have to book summer camps. I think we were booking ours in January, and things like that. Like things open up really, really early around here. So I don't know if that's the same with you, but let's hope that if you need a daycare or some kind of camp support, you're on that already. So let's think that's in place already. But where do you have it? So if you need a break, who can you reach out to be like, I need to take a 5-minute walk. I need to take a half hour. I need to take an hour, whatever it is. Do you have a support team it could just be a little one or it could be a big one. The more support you have to reach on, the less you have to feel like you only have one person to reach to every time. I know that was our problem a lot, and we're still working on it a little bit, but it was always my sister. We always called her every time we needed help. And it's like you can feel that, sometimes they get worn out too. So it's just trying to have more than one person if possible. I know it's challenging at times though. So having support in place, having like an idea of what your summer wants to look like, and setting an intention, like what you want to do. For me, this summer is really about being outside the most we can. Now, our backyard doesn't have a lot of shade. So we're creating shade this year and getting that in place. And then it's also knowing that, okay, maybe in the hot hours of the day, we're doing stuff inside. My son's usually napping anyways, so it's just having that. But it's like kind of having like a list of maybe fun adventures we want to have this summer, like try out a different pool and things like that. And we're going to set up have our pool open and things like that. So, but it's having a plan. And then the second part is super, super important. Have a plan, but plan on going with the flow. I don't know about you, but I find my kids have their own plan, and life in general has its own plan. So you can plan till the cows come home and it might not work. So it's just having like a loose idea of what you want to do this summer, and then plan to go with the flow. I find that if I don't have anything planned, then nothing happens. But it's like if we have, like, oh, I want to try this place, and this place this summer, or I know I've already told my daughter we're going to do lunches at the park and things like that. So it's coming up with that. And then you have weathers, like if it's raining, can't really go to the park. But I'll have like other plans. Like I love building forts with my kids, and maybe it's a movie day with a picnic and a fort, or just different things. We pretend we bring the beach in the house, and we actually have this blue blanket I make into water, I make it into waves, and then we have a brown blanket that's the sand, and we did that all winter long. So it's having like little fun things. I know we actually have a book too, and I don't remember what it's called, but it's this big thick book of activities that you can do too, and it's a really great resource to pull out. Our kids are finally at an age where I can actually use some of them. We got it gifted to us when our kids were young. Well, actually, I think it was just Anastasia, my daughter, was born, so she was a little young for the book. Thing is, having a plan and then plan to go with the flow. Big one, okay? And if you need help with that, reach out. It really depends on your kid's age or children's ages, what you want to do. Like, I kind of want to have a relaxing summer, to be honest. So we're going to have fun outings and at the same time allow for creative play where it's, they get to just color and draw. Or I don't like planning every second of our day, but I will have things in place that I can go on if, the kids are like, you can tell that they need to get out and get their energy going. And like I said, the big one for me is be outside in nature as much as possible. Plan on going to the cottage a lot this summer and things like that, just having stuff in place. And again, the other part of planning is having support. So the next one, and I actually already put that in the planning part. So write this down again if you're taking notes, is set your intention for the summer. What does your summer break? What would you, in your perfect world, what do you want it to be? Set your intention. Now, does that mean it's going to be perfect or exactly how you intended it to be? Probably. It could be just simply going with the flow this summer, or going outside in nature for me and having adventures, going on like road trips and going to the beach and the cottage and like things like that, like very much out in nature for me. And it's really about doing that and then going with the flow. So that's my intention for the summer. Yours can be completely different, but just setting it, like having an idea. And it's maybe you're catching up with old friends a lot. Like I'd like to do that too, but as like a side, like my biggest one is just going on adventures, and it could be just roping friends in with it. So it's just, we all have different intentions and we all want different things. Like maybe you want a really busy summer, and I like to like step back and really just use it as a time to recharge my batteries. And I know it could be really tricky to do with a 5 and a 3-year-old at home. So it's, how do I do that? Getting support, having other people, around to play with the kids as well. Have my daughter in camp and things like that. So she's going to forest camp where she gets to be out in the woods and being in nature a lot as well. So setting your intention. And here's a big one that I think is super important. And before I do it, I just want to remind you that we're all at different stages. So my kids are younger. Yours might be older. It really depends. And it's just doing what it feels right for you. And you're like, so I work from home. My husband works from home. So it's really, we work from home a lot. So you might work outside of the home, or, maybe you get to have the summer off. And it's just really, make sure you come from a place of what you and your kids want, what's best for you, but doing it with intention, and then like having whatever plans you decide to do with that. So here's the last one. Learning from the past. So we're all on different journeys. And even like your kids aren't the same kids that they were last year. This is a big one for me to remind myself, because last year I could barely turn my back without them fighting or like pushing each other over. Yes, they still do that now and then, but they're not doing it as often. I couldn't turn my back last year with my son, or else he'd get into something that he shouldn't have. He's older, he's changed. So keeping that in mind, it's still looking at like, what could you have learned from last summer break? What stressed you out? What did you not like? What did you like? For us, I have like this amazing place I love. It's my happy place. And I loved going there last year. Now, this is a place that fills up like the summer before. So that like we never booked a place in time to have it. So we only were able to squeeze in something for a few days there. But those few days were amazing. And I really was like, I wish we had more. So when we were there, we booked it, and now we have a week. So it's just learning what you love from your summer before, and then also taking away like what didn't work and what can you do differently. Again, your kids are different than they were last year. You're different than you were last year. So it's really being aware of that, and at the same time be like, okay, so I didn't like how this went last year. Is there something we can do different? Or is it your kid's different this year? So it's really just figuring out how you can improve from last summer break. And then obviously keeping an open mind that everybody in this equation is different than last year. So it's just like, just doing a quick little evaluation of your of summer. Were you stressed out all the time? Or did you actually have a relaxing summer? For me, I ended the summer going, why wasn't I at the cottage more? And this past year, I actually thought we weren't going to have a cottage to go to this year. And it made me really aware of how much I like going there. It's a little tricky with young kids because I call it a cottage, but it's pretty rustic. So it's a little tricky at times. And my son wasn't sleeping through. He just started sleeping through the night before summer. So I was still on like that. I need sleep, and I really wanted a good night's sleep. Like I didn't want to just rough it. But having that almost like, and I don't know how much longer it's going to be in our family. So it's knowing, it's kind of picking like where do you want to improve and what areas, And I think the best way to do this, so next, keep in mind at the end of summer is like write out your, like, what did you love about the summer and what did you not like and what could you improve? So then going into the next summer, you could do it. Or I say this because I love summer and I live in Ontario, Canada, where this is where everybody comes alive. Like it's now the end of May and, things are going on. Social gatherings are happening a lot more. You don't have to worry about like, is it going to be a stormy? Do we have to bundle like crazy amount of layers up? We get to just go out. The grass is green, flowers are blooming, like all this amazing stuff. And we don't get that all year round here. So I feel like for me anyways, the summer is extra important. We get to go swimming all the time. I love swimming. I love being by water. So for me, so maybe summer isn't a big deal for you. And maybe your expectations aren't much other than you want to have a peaceful time when your kids are home from school, or that you want to connect with them on a deeper level. So I know I'm making this out like summer's amazing. Like I love summer, but maybe you don't love summer as much as me, and that's okay. And it is just about having a successful summer. So what does that look like for you? Are your kids doing some extracurricular activities or volunteering? Are you volunteering with your kids? Like whatever it may be for you. For me, it's all about relaxing, and that's why I've been focusing on relaxing. But maybe for you, I know relaxing mixed in with adventure. And we love doing hiking and trying new areas around here for things. So, but what do you want to get out of this summer? And maybe it's just surviving. Maybe after like 2 months of the kids home or 3 months, however long they're off for summer vacation, maybe you just want to survive. Maybe you just want to feel like you've actually didn't lose it on your children every day, and you weren't screaming and shouting at them every day. And it could even be as like, if you have high school students or even maybe like middle grade students where, they're just teenagers, like they're 12, like between 10 and 12 or 13. Where maybe they don't have a part-time job yet, but you want them to pick up stuff around the home before summer break happens. Have that conversation with them. Tell them your intentions for the summer. Be like, look, you're going to do this, these are your chores or whatever, however you want. I'm not going to teach you, I'm not going to tell you or teach you how to parent because that's you. I want to give you some tools to help you succeed throughout the summer. So if you want your kids to chip in more, I recommend having that conversation with them beforehand. I remember back when I was, forget if I was about probably 12 or 13 maybe, and my mom was getting mad at us. So my sisters are, younger than me. So my one sister would have been like 10 and the other one would have been like 8, I believe, if I'm doing the math right. And my mom was getting mad because we weren't helping her clean the house. But like she was in the middle of cleaning the house. She never sat down and had a conversation with us. And in fact, I really love encouraging our kids now, my kids now, like they love cleaning. And I don't want to be like, no, I'm too busy for you to help me clean. It's like, oh, I'd love you to help me clean. Because if you get that into them now, then they're more likely. Because when I was like 13, I'm like, what? I never cleaned my whole entire childhood. Why do you want me to clean now? Like, it's just, your kids can't read your mind. So have conversations with them and keep them in the loop of what your intentions are for the summer. And this way, everybody can have a loving, awesome, amazing adventure. So that being said, I wanted to help you set up for a successful summer. And it was actually, I don't know if it's serendipitous, but it just worked out. Like I actually had this mapped out and planned out to give you this. You'd have a month, depending on what time, obviously, of year your kids are out of school. But I wanted to give you time to kind of get this in place. But at the same time, it actually turns out this is going to be the last coffee chat for now. My plan is to go, I'm hoping to go live again in the fall. My son is scheduled to have 3 days in daycare starting in September. So that will give me more time for you and to really give so much more, because I'll have so much more. I'll have more time and I'll have more like for you and for more time to like fill my own cup. So I have more to give. And I'm just taking the summer to write my book. And I know I've mentioned it a couple of times, so why not tell you about it a little bit real quick. And right now the working title, so I don't know if it's going to be that forever, is called Embracing Who You Are. And it's about loving who you are and where you are right now so you can walk forward with love. So you can create things from a place of love. We get so focused sometimes on not loving where we are, comparing, and just not loving where we are. We just want to get to where we want to be. And it's about loving where you are now so you can get to where you want to be with love. And it's such a more amazing journey when you come from a place of loving where you're at and who you are right now. Because we're always chasing. So it's about being right here, right now, in the present. So I'm taking time to write my book. I was trying to do it all. Trying to be here, trying to be with my kids, my husband, do my own thing, and write a book in the middle of it. And it was getting overwhelming. So I'm just taking a step back. That doesn't mean that I'm gone. It just means that these coffee chats aren't happening right now. It doesn't mean that I won't be jumping in live now and then. When something happens in life and I feel like it could really help you, I'll remember to jump on and share. I just want to take a step back. Like I mentioned in other coffee chats, I found that I was going down the wrong path. So I've been kind of swimming the other direction, knowing what path I want to take. But I really just want to get my feet grounded again and really clear on the direction I want to go and how I want to show up for you in the world. And I just need a little space and quiet to do that. And when I feel like I have like the craziest to-do list, then I'm not being true to you or myself. So I'm just taking a little time. And like I said, I'm not gone. And but there's just no coffee chats in the summer, at least not for now. I'm recording these early, so I might change my mind. I'll keep you posted. But I just want to really come from a loving place. I got so lost on my why I'm doing this for my business. First I had a different why, and then like what I was doing, and I just got lost in trying to be something I wasn't. And now I know who I am and where I want to go. And it's just really rebuilding that connection with myself so that I can bring to you my true amazing self and just really give you what you need. So if you need anything, I will be working on new video content. I have so many things I want to share and give you, and I would love your feedback. What is it that you'd like more of? What could I help you with? And you can message me right here, or you can email me at info@jodymisiak.com. And you can really I'd love to hear feedback. Would you like more coffee chat? Is that something? Would you like it live again? And what time? I'm working on a membership platform. What would you love me to see? Like, what would you love to see? I would love all your feedback. And maybe at some point I'll have a chance to put it all in a survey so you can fill it out. But for now, I'd just love your feedback. If you're thinking of anything, you've been following me, I would love your feedback. I'm really just in a place of quietness and stillness. And I really do, I really want to serve you at the best level I can. And I'll be honest, I almost gave up on serving again. My husband and I had this really big conversation, and it only lasted a day. It always only lasts a day, because I can't give up. Even if I didn't have a website, or if I didn't have any, let's say, a business name or any of that, I'd want to help people. It's something I'm very passionate about. And if I ever give up on that, a part of me will feel like not whole. So I'm very much here to serve, and I want to do it. I want to be able to help you. So if there's something you're struggling with and you're like, why doesn't she talk about this on Coffee Chat? Or why are they like, and I did say I was going to keep this one short. Now it's getting up past 20 minutes. So I will wrap up. But maybe you only want 5-minute videos. Maybe you want them longer. I would really love to hear from you. I would love to hear, so I know how I can help you. Because it's like super passionate about. I actually ran into somebody on the street a while back, and like I helped them. Like I did like one-on-one kind of like spot coaching, and I got home that night. Like my night did not go plan anywhere close to what I wanted. I was doing something else. I went out because I do a self-love meetup where I help people and I support people on their self-love journey, and no one showed. And then I ran into this other person that I met like 3 years ago. She was going through a little something, and I helped her. And when I got home, like I can't explain the energy I had. And it reminded me of why I do what I do. I love it. It fills me up. It is actually part of my own self-care. When I give out to others, I just get it all back. And like the energy I got was incredible. So as much as there's struggles, like, so if you're going through something and you want to give up, but something deep down inside says, don't give up, listen to that voice, because that voice, is there to tell you that, you're doing something, it might be a detour, it might be taking you in a different direction, but it doesn't mean you're not on the right path right now. So I had struggles, and I felt like maybe I was on the wrong path. And then the universe was showing up and showing me that I'm perfectly where I am. I just need to take a step back and look at things with a clear mind, an open heart, so I can love deeper and give you what you need. So I hope you understand. Again, I'm not far. I might just not be messaging back people the day of, or even a week if I'm up in the cottage, there's no internet. So have an amazing summer. I will pop on. I'll even put it on my calendar to make sure I check it out now and then, because I can get really deep into my own world and my own, like my kids and stuff. So I will give myself little reminders. But know that I'm thinking of you. I'm sending you so much love. And I'm doing this to really grow as a person and to help you as well grow as an individual. So I send you so much love today. Thank you so much for being here, following me. And I, again, would love, love, love your input. And if you think anybody else could benefit from this, from my coffee chats or anything, give them a share. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for everything. I am so grateful for you. Have a beautiful, beautiful day and a wonderful, wonderful summer. Bye for now.